Welcome to the Ambitious Broker Podcast, where elite real estate professionals share their secrets to success, discuss topics impacting their industry, and gain professional development insights. Enjoy today's episode. Hey, this is Chris Decker, and welcome to the second part of our Icon series with Chris Williams. By now, you've realized she's an absolute rock star producer, and on today's episode, we're going to dig in a little bit more into the mechanics of what has made that happen. Enjoy today's episode.
Yeah, ish.
It was okay.
Yeah, I don't remember. It felt like I was really winning. I wasn't focusing on what I wasn't getting. I really was focusing on, I can't believe I got one. I got two. I got three. Oh my gosh, I've gotten five.
Yeah.
So I focused only on what I was getting, not on what I wasn't getting.
People said to me when I was young, it was, like maybe 4 years in business, and, did it hurt you that you look so young, right? And I said, gee, I don't know. I just know that I'm number one. I don't count what I don't get.
Right.
You count what you get.
Yeah. And I think that maybe being very young, maybe it worked in my favor. Not that people felt sorry for me, but I think that they admired that I would be so young, and I looked really young also. Right. I didn't look like I was 25. I looked like I was barely 19, 20.
Yeah, me too.
I think that they looked at me and they admired me, and they maybe wanted to give me a little shot. Maybe.
Right.
Maybe they identified when they first got in the business,
right.
or just have a little bit of a connection there.
I think throughout the years, I've really felt that I've seen that with all of our agents that had come through the company, is that, you always admire people who try.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe clients feel that, clients sense that. It's a good lesson, I think, for the ambitious broker, is particularly one starting, is to inspire, be inspirational yourself. You don't have to just be inspired.
Right.
But to be out there and show that enthusiasm. I get inspired still today.
Mm-hmm.
I see young people come into business, and do you?
I do.
You go, in so much respect, right?
Oh, I do, and I think they're the future.
Yeah.
We need a good number of young people coming in to carry on the traditions.
Right.
And to really look at this business, not as just a way to take money out, but what can you give back? What can you pour back into not just the business, but the community, to those people around you? How do you make your neighborhood a better place?
When did the first person call you off that first set of cards that you sent out?
I don't know that I ever got a call.
Never got a call.
No, I chased. My own mom didn't list with me. My own mother-in-law didn't list with me initially. It was a little painful.
Yeah.
But that drove me. It just drove me to say, okay, my own family won't list with me. I'm going to show them they're wrong. I'm going to go out and I'm going to get total strangers to believe in me.
Right.
And eventually my mom did list with me.
Right.
And eventually my in-laws did list with me.
Right.
And sold. But, people don't just hand you things just because.
So your family knew you too well. No way we're going to do business with her. So then you transitioned. I know you transitioned from, maybe you didn't stop, but eventually you got into farming.
Mm-hmm.
That was a Hopkins influence. I'm sure.
It was. It was the for sale by owners and farming.
And so you picked a farm,
Mm-hmm.
and how big was the farm?
So I like to pick the farms where I live. That's my tradition. I picked a farm. It was maybe 200 homes near Sherman Way and Kester.
Right.
And I was farming and doing for sale by owners, and again had pretty decent success
right
away. In fact, I have a picture in 1979. I'm wearing little shorts and knee socks up to my knees and a little sweatshirt, and I'm standing in front of one of my first listings in my farm, which has since been torn down and its units.
So it's interesting, really, if you think about, one is you got to show up.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to show up. What's funny is today, because you were probably taking some floor time too in those days.
I never once got a lead from floor time,
really?
Ever. Mm-mm.
Just like today. Today in real estate, the companies do very little now to really help people. And I think it's one of the reasons you've seen teams expand, because people come into business and then they don't have a source, and they don't go out And a lot of negativity about farming for some reason. Still works. People who go out there and door knock, they still, and you, of course, are doing, I mean, it's your world now.
It is my world.
Yeah.
I think because it's not glamorous. I can still remember 1980 going out and door knocking and thinking, oh, this is hard. People are not, they're not warm and fuzzy toward me.
Right.
But I thought, I see other people doing it. I know it works. I'm just going to push through it being hard.
Right.
And not let the initial view of what farming is stop me.
Right.
I really have my eye on the long game.
Right.
And I want these listings because good
And
agents.
was that the long game?
The long game was
Get the
listings.
listings.
100%.
Yeah.
I wanted a sign. I wanted my name in a neighborhood. I wanted to mark a neighborhood
Right.
with my name. I wanted to be, I say it all the time, like the big boys. I wanted to have a name.
Right. For people to know.
You bet.
Yeah.
Because
There's no better way.
no, there's nothing.
Yeah. No better way
Nothing
than
that beats it.
you start putting a lot of signs up and you're doing it in a local area. You know, I got to admit, I love that.
Yeah.
I really did. You know, people would call it Hance Ranch at one time. When I was doing
Oh, I
this
love
stuff.
that.
I did too. It
that.
was like, it was a great, it was a great thing to,
Wow.
like you said, to be marked.
Yeah.
To know if you come here, it's going to be. And you know what's interesting too is that people would come to you, right? When they're, I'm looking for something. What do you think? Can you do some business because of that? But you know what's funny today is that you don't see a lot of that so much anymore. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think that with the internet and with the infusion of sticky sources to grab people,
Right.
I think that you have to work extra hard to be your own sticky, to
Yeah.
attract people to you before they start trolling out on the internet and making contact with other people.
So you think they're trolling first now?
I do.
Yeah. And so,
I do.
so you have to beat them. You have to get there first.
You have to be so recognizable and bring so much value that
Yes.
people say, I want you. I'm going to purpose to use you.
Right.
And then deliver when.
Well, do you remember when you first started? I mean, you would do sales with the same agent. You may do the same sale with three, 4 sales a year with the same agent from a different company.
Right,
And you almost never happen anymore.
right. Very rarely.
So what's happened is the industry has started sharing data, and you've got people coming from all over the world now. We got, from here, you have people coming from Long Beach to do sales up in the San Fernando Valley. They're traveling, 50 miles. I remember in our day, you probably didn't travel below Victory Boulevard or something, right? So, and that's been really interesting, to the dynamic and how it's impacted every deal you're in. When you're not at, everybody that brings you an offer is someone you probably don't know very well anymore. In the past, it would almost be always somebody you knew.
Right.
And you'd be involved.
Big change.
And that the nature of that relationship that you would have with people, there was something about, you know them, they're local, you're going to see them again. I think it helped the profession.
Oh, 100%, because you're so much more accountable.
Yeah.
I just did a transaction with a local agent who our paths have crossed 50 times, and there were multiple offers, and there was a tug to do business with someone that I already knew was going to be highly engaged,
Right.
was local, was extremely well respected, and boy, he did not disappoint.
Right.
He was phenomenal, and we have such a great relationship today.
Because of good escrow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just great communication, teamwork all the way through.
Right. Was there anybody in the business that had an influence on you? You
Oh, my
mentioned Tom
goodness.
Hopkins, but, people that you...
Oh, gosh, there were so many. I mean,
Yeah.
John Cohen is the first name that comes to mind when I
Right.
met John. I think he had 18 escrows, and I worshiped the ground he walked on. 18 escrows, oh my goodness, at one time.
One time, yeah.
That was incredible. So I very much respected John and how he was able to attract that much business
Right.
and then do an outstanding
And
job.
what'd you do? Did you stick to him like glue? Did you ask him questions all the time? I had a guy like that too, Dick Farrell.
Oh, okay.
And Dick Farrell was a guy who I had started farming as well. And he was the only farmer in the world, I think, at the time. And so I sought him out. And he was probably 10 years older than me. Just and he just was so patient with me. And he'd take me to lunch, and he worked at a different company, but he influenced me. It's a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
To chase down people that you see and you like.
Randy DeSimone was another. I just worshipped that she could do so much business.
Right.
And year after year after year. The interesting thing, though, is that, and John and I became very good friends, and we're still good friends. I could never do what he did because he got the majority of his business from REO.
Right.
So I don't think that I asked people, how did you do this? I was more an observer. Right. I would just look back and say, okay, they're throwing up these amazing numbers. Who are they? And how do you get
Knowing
there?
you wouldn't ask because you were afraid that they would think you're chasing them.
Maybe so. But so it wasn't really a matter of asking questions. It was more being inspired by what they did and figuring it out on my own. You know what you have to do.
Right.
You have to work harder. You have to work longer. And you have to attract people to you. And if you look at so many successful people in this business, you can't all be these top people. You have to be yourself.
Right.
If you, John Mazziata, another amazing agent, when John and I talk, it's like, I would never do what you do, Chris. And I say, and John, I would never do what you do. We're so different, and yet he's such a successful farmer, but our paths do not cross at all, other than the fact that we both are competitive and we want good results. So you have to figure it out yourself.
Yeah, but the common denominator, you are alike in that you've acknowledged that I've got to know a lot of people.
True.
And I've got to keep
consistently.
I've got to keep massaging that and be
That's
consistent
true.
with it, right?
That's true.
And then your approach, as you're saying, is different.
The approach
what you
is,
say, how you do it, there's where you got to be you.
right.
And you can't be something that's not you.
No, and you
Yeah.
can't just see that somebody's doing it and completely replicate what they're doing. You have to look inside yourself and say, how do I be the very best version of me? And then when you get there, if you ever get there, then you up it. You don't arrive. You're constantly looking for ways to be a better version of you and to give your clients more.
You got to say the people that I've really respected, and you're one of them in the business who has done better and done better. The thing that I see a lot of people who they start to have a little success, they get pretty into themselves, and I do see that they can stunt their growth really, really fast. People, like yourself, Stephanie, and others that are been good. Stephen Owell, who was actually on the show last week, never stop. I don't think they ever get to where they're so full of themselves that they don't think they make mistakes, or they don't. And so, at what point in time did you say, okay? Because we all know we keep making mistakes. You're I'm sure today you go, I wish I would have done that. Oh yeah, and so I've always noticed that people have trouble when they focus on the things they're trying to get better at. But if you're spending a predominant amount of time thinking about your problems, that you forget all these things that are great, and so they avoid working on their problems. I'm a football coach, so what we would do is we would have a game, we'd play videotape, and then we go back and we find all the things we did wrong, and then we really highly focus on that, and never think that I'm bad because I'm doing bad things, or I'm bad because I'm not perfect yet. We would always say, no, I'm good, and to be better, I got to work on these things. But I find in real estate that people will avoid the things that they think they're not good at because it kind of makes them feel bad about themselves and bring themselves down, rather than say, no, this is what I have to do to get better. You feel any of that?
Well, I think something that you touched on that's so important, and that is to see yourself accurately. If you think that you're a big shot, if you think that you're above anything, it's over. You have to see yourself as more of a servant, as somebody that's truly there to help. And there's 10 whippersnappers at any given time that could take the lead, if you will.
Right.
You have to see yourself accurately and be very, very humble and grateful.
How do you do that? I mean, do you like, has there been someone, maybe besides your husband, that you said, I need you to be really honest with me around here. Do I have really bad breath? I mean, tell me something that I need to know that will make me better.
I think that God keeps me very humble.
Yeah.
I make enough mistakes, and gosh, what do I want to say here? You have to just live in gratitude and know that every day is such a gift. And every day is not going to look as good as it does today. It just isn't.
Right.
And so to be in that space of truly grateful for all the people that come into my life, to all the clients that I've been able to help, to be grateful for that, but know that it's not going to last forever. And to really just share in that pure joy, but not to be so full of yourself, because it's very self-destructive.
So what was it? When did you know, I'm pretty special? I'm gonna be good at. I'm gonna really be good at this.
Oh, that's a really good question. I think that I had an inkling when Richard Collins said to me one day. I remember where we were in 2006. He said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Where are you getting all this business from?" He said, "You're killing it." And I thought, "Oh, wow, that's Richard Collins saying that to me. I guess I'm doing really well."
That was only 14 years ago.
Yeah. And
so
I remember
for the first 26 years,
Yeah.
you were like, maybe I'm not that good.
No, I just thought I'm doing well, but I can do so much better. There's always that yearning to do it better and better and better.
Yeah. So you focused a lot on farming, and then some for sale owners, probably some expired listings too, or no?
I did that a little bit.
Little
Wasn't
bit?
really my cup of tea.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, for me, I did those three also, and the expires less also
Yeah.
than for sale owners. But I also noticed when the farming started really kicking in, I did less of that. Is that true with you too?
Yeah, because there's just not time
Yeah.
to excel and to commit to what needs to be done when you have a farm that's booming.
So how about buyer-seller ratio?
I'm probably 70% sellers and 30% buyers.
Buyers, right. Is it because you don't want to work them?
Yeah, because buyers are hard.
Yeah.
And when you're doing a good job or trying to do a really good job on the listing side, very hard to throw up 10 more plates.
Right.
And
Have you
do
ever
that
tried?
well.
Because you don't have a big staff,
Yeah, that'd be true.
you know?
That'd be very true.
Yeah. And that's unusual for people doing a volume like you. But have you tried having buyer agents?
I really haven't.
No?
Okay, maybe on 5%.
Yeah.
5% try.
But it's not a buyer agent that's working
No,
like in your
exclusively.
team, so to speak.
No.
No.
That's something that I am very open to, and I want to find a more peaceful way to bring in more business without working 20 more hours a week.
Right. You'll have a lot of trouble. I know you turning stuff over to people, I think.
Yeah.
But you have to get there.
Yeah, I think I will.
So how do you decide which buyer you're going to spend the time with?
If it's a referral, they get my utmost attention.
Right.
If they are looking in my immediate area, they get my attention. And if I just have some kind of connection.
You feel it.
Yeah.
I just feel I like this
Have a
person.
connection, right.
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 And how do you let the others down gently?
Oh, we're on film. I just don't return their call.
Ooh.
I know. I'm not saying I'm perfect. That's why I have more flaws than probably any agent out there. I do not do this perfect.
Right.
And if I could build a team, it would be an incredible, beautiful thing.
Right.
I don't know how to do that.
Right. So of the skills that you possess today that have made you very good at what you do today, and you're good at, and there are people who do really good job for clients. I respect that. There are people who do a lot of business, but they're not really good with clients. I mean, we all see that. They're just machines, and clients you can throw them, and you're not. You do both. And I've always believed that one leads to the other. If you're good with a client, business will pick up too. So all the skills that you've got, two questions around that. One is, what came natural, and what skill can you think about that you go, boy, I knew I had to be better, and I'm really going to have to work to make this, to be good at this, because I'm just not.
Got it. I think what came natural for me was I did not want to go to sleep at the end of the day until everything was done.
Right.
And I'm a really good multitasker. I can have 10, 15 things going at one time.
Right.
And do this part and then come back to it in 5 minutes or 5 seconds or 5 days. So that part came easy to me.
Just natural.
Yeah, just kind of natural. I'm a little ADD, so I like to have a lot of things going. I like a lot of activity. I like a lot of buzz. Chaos is natural for me.
Right.
And then I try to systematize it.
Always? Since a kid?
Yeah, I think that I was just good at, and I just wanted to drum things up.
Right.
I like results.
Thanks for listening to this second part of our Icon series with Chris Williams. I can't wait for the next part. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us on another episode of the Ambitious Broker Podcast, where elite real estate professionals share their secrets to success, discuss topics impacting their industry, and gain professional development insights. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please rate it and leave a review.